My name's Tim Anderson. I'm the Chief Executive of Airport Link, which is the Sydney Airport train, and it's great to be here in Kuala Lumpur. We do 5 million passengers between the City of Sydney and Sydney Airport each year and have been growing very well. And we have about 15% of all of Sydney Airport's air traffic coming through by the train. So business has been very good for us and has expanded by 25% in the last 2 years. That's an extra million passengers. So we're very pleased with how business has been going. We have a concession with the New South Wales government to operate the Airport Link until 2030. So about another 19 years to go, and we're looking forward to working for that during that time. Yeah, so from Sydney Airport, it's a very good service. It goes straight into the City of Sydney, and there are 7 train stations actually in the City of Sydney, and our Airport Link train stops at each of those stations. So it's very well patronised, and the 7 stations are located right in the heart of the City of Sydney, and we have about 60% of all of our travellers going to those stations, and about 40% of all of the patronage then going into the broader rail network of Sydney. So there's actually about 300 train stations across Sydney, and from the airport and from our airport stations you can actually travel to any one of those 300 stations. So it's a very comprehensive network. You can buy the tickets actually at any one of those 300 stations, and conversely you can also buy from the airport stations to any one of those 300 destinations. You can buy a ticket from Sydney Airport also not just to the train stations but also to the bus network in Sydney, and also Sydney is very famous for its ferry network in Sydney Harbour. So we can catch the train into Circular Quay, which is a very famous station right next to the Sydney Opera House, and many passengers do that to go to the northern parts of Sydney. We handle at the moment about 15%, as I said, of all the people going through Sydney Airport. And I'd really, in the first instance, like to try to reach about 20% of all airport passengers within, say, the next 5 years. Our growth has been very good in the last couple of years, and that trend is continuing. So I'm hopeful that just by looking at new marketing initiatives and new ticketing initiatives and so forth, that we can perhaps reach certainly 20%. And when we reach 20%, then we'll decide what to do after that.